Hello, my name is EliMan95, and today I will be showing you my method for obtaining an infinite amount of obsidian. And I say my method because, to my knowledge, no one else has used this, but if you have or you know someone that has, please let me know so that I don't take all the credit. To start things off, I will give you a brief walkthrough of the process, and then later I will go into a more detailed tutorial so that you can set this up yourself. So, to get started, we will go through the portal into the Nether, and we will walk over here. I built another portal here, and you would go through that one. And the game will create a brand new portal for you in the overworld. So then you would just mine one block to break the portal, deactivate it. And then you would follow this path. I'm going to go into survival to save some time, or creative. And you would follow the path back all the way to the original portal. Any minute. And you will repeat the process. So you go through the portal again. Oops. There we go. Go through the second portal. Push the cow. Can I not go if there's a cow there? Okay. That was weird, but you will pop out on the other side, and the game will have created a brand new portal for you. 14 blocks of obsidian each time you do this, and so then when you're all done, all you have to do is just break one block, but then when you're all done, you can harvest all of the obsidian here. And you will never need to go caving for obsidian again. So, now let's show you how to build this. All right, so the first thing we are going to do is create a new world. I'm going to make it creative, and I'm also, for the sake of the tutorial, I'm going to make this super flat. This obsidian farm it can totally work in any survival map. I would recommend that you build it on nice flat land. That's why I'm making this super flat, because that just makes it a lot easier. You're going to be running back and forth between the two portals, and it makes it easier if it's just a straight shot there instead of running over hills or anything like that. But if you feel up to it, you can totally build it in extreme hills or jungle or wherever you want. So the things that we'll need are 20 obsidian to build 2 portals. We're going to need flint and steel to light the obsidian, or the portal. And you will also need a diamond pickaxe. You should have one already if you were able to harvest the obsidian. So you would want to find a nice stretch of land in your survival map, or creative, wherever it is, but you would want to find a nice flat stretch of land. Doesn't need to be perfectly flat, but relatively flat, with 128 blocks, or that's 128 blocks long, at least, because that's the amount of space that you'll need in between the portals. So, and you'll see this will all make a lot more sense when I'm done, hopefully. So I'm going to put my portal right here, and I'm building the version that does not use the corners, because that would be more efficient if I was not in creative. So, but there are a couple things we need to do before we go through this portal. First, we need to write down our coordinates. Okay, so I'm getting out a pen, or I guess you don't need to write these down. But what you want to do is get out a calculator, and you need to divide the x and the z by 8 to get the coordinates for the Nether that the portal is supposed to have. So let's see. So negative 1528 divided by 8 equals negative 191, and you'll want to write that down, or whichever number you got for your coordinates. And then the z, negative 1939 divided by 8 is negative 242 about. So once you have those, you'll want to write those numbers down because we're gonna use those later. Also, you want to figure out in which direction from this portal you want the other portals to be. So if you remember in the intro, I had that long stretch of land. So do you want the, I guess, the output to be over here, wherever you want it? Figure that out, and I want it to be over that way. So I would want to start at my portal and walk just in a straight line towards that destination. And I'm going to look at my coordinates and see which one is increasing. It'll either be X or Z. I want to see which one is increasing the most, and whether which one is changing the most, and then also note whether it is decreasing or increasing. So the Z is changing, is what it looks like, and it is becoming less negative, so it's increasing. So I'm also going to write that down just so I don't forget that. So the Z is increasing. Okay. So now that we have all that information, we can walk into the portal. So the thing with the Nether is it should put the portal at those coordinates, negative 191, negative 242, the coordinates that we got when we divided the overworld coordinates by 8. However, a lot of times those coordinates will be in the middle of one of these things, like a hill, or just in the middle of rock. But for this to work, we need to relocate this portal to those coordinates that we got earlier, to the corresponding overworld coordinates. So if my computer can stop lagging, we can get on with this. 1 second. Okay, it's sort of better. All right, so let's look at our coordinates right now. All right, not even close, kind of close. So we need to find those coordinates that we wrote down, which is negative 191 and negative 242. So, all right, I'm on the X right now, so I'm going to find negative 191, which is this way. And I'm in creative, so I don't know why I'm using a pick, but I will continue to use it. Okay, so here is negative 191, and we need to get the Z to negative 242, which will be this way. So see, it's in the middle of the wall, which is why the game didn't put the portal here. It just found the nearest open space. But we want the portal here. Oop. So we just dug it out, okay? And we will clear out some area, whatever. And once we have done that, we will place the portal on those coordinates. Okay. Might need a bit taller. Yay. Okay, so let's see. Negative 191 is here. Negative 242 is also here. Okay, cool. So let's build this portal. Gonna put that there. It's bothering me. How about this? Okay. So once we have built this portal, it is okay to break that other one. So let's go do that real quick. Okay. And now we can go through this portal, and it should link up perfectly with the one that we built in the overworld. So let's test that out. Yes, it did. Yes. If this was generated by the game, those corners would have been filled in. So yes, it works. And now for the second part. So we noted before that the direction that we want the output to be was on the z-axis as it was increasing. So, and actually, when I walk this way, the z-axis is increasing. So that's perfect. So we want to build the portal, the second portal, in this direction, okay? And we build it in the Nether. So let's clear out some more area. I'm getting a bit claustrophobic here. And you're going to want to count out 16 blocks. There will be 16 blocks in between this portal and the other portal. So let's count that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's keep going. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so then carve out one more. This on the 17th block, that's where you're going to want to build your second portal. So let me clear out this room and I will get back to you. All right, so I have cleared out a room and created the portal. So let's light it, and this should generate a new portal 128 blocks away from our initial one. Let's see. And it did. This one was created by the game, and we can tell because these corners are filled in. So now we need to find our way back, and we can do that by just making sure that the Z is increasing, which it is. I'm gonna fly there really quick, and actually I like to leave a trail of obsidian here. Now I haven't figured out yeah, so anyways, once you break this portal and then you keep coming through, you know, it keeps creating new portals in different locations, and I haven't been able to figure out how far away it will create those portals. But you can sort of, you know, create an estimated area for those portals to appear, and then you could like make a room or something you want the portals to be in. Whatever you want to do with this, but this strip just helps you find your way back, which is very important. You don't want to get lost. Okay, and I will get back to you when I make it back. Okay, sorry, I made a mistake. I was following the Z's as they increased, but that's going in the wrong direction. You need to reverse your direction since this came back, or since this is the other way. So since from the first portal we wanted our Z's increasing, from the second portal to get back to the first portal we want our Z's decreasing. So let's get to building this way. All right, so I just made a straight line of obsidian back from that other portal, and it led us straight back to the original. So now you are all ready to go through. Let me take off the coordinates because that's kind of annoying. There we are. Oops. Okay, and you can go straight to this one, and you'll come out of the original one since I didn't deactivate it. But now you can break this. Okay, it's deactivated, and you would run back following this line straight to the original portal. Go through. Oop. Go through. And you just keep doing this over and over again. If I'll show you in a minute, you can if this is in a non-flat world, it's pretty easy to make a minecart track going from portal to portal. But yeah, so anyways, yep, it created another portal, and it will continue to do that until you are satisfied with your obsidian levels. One last thing, I want to, well, I'm also going to show you a couple of examples of this working. I went the wrong way. Boink. Yeah, so I have a couple examples to show you of this in the in a normal world as opposed to a flat one. You can also do this underground, but that can get a bit tricky, and I'll show you why. But just to show you what'll happen if they're not 16 blocks apart. So let's just break this, and we're making one that is 15 blocks apart. Okay, and this is too close to the original portal in the overworld, and what'll happen is it will come out at that original portal. Like that. See? So if it's too close, it'll just text. If it's too close, it will just continue to come out of this portal and will not generate new ones. In order for it to generate new portals, you want to move it back so that there are 16 blocks of space in between this portal and that portal. So there you go. And let's see. Yep. Made a new portal for us. So that is the infinite obsidian generator. Thank you for watching. And now I have a couple of examples to show you. All right, so here are a couple examples of this being used in a normally generated world. This is a desert biome. As you can see, I picked a relatively flat piece of land so that if you wanted, you could just run back and forth between the original portal and the output site. But I also made a quick little minecart track to make the transportation between the two sites more convenient. So this works the same. You go through the portal and go out the other side. And it creates a new portal for you. And so then if you wanted to use a minecart track, you would harvest your obsidian, pop down a minecart, get in, and then you would ride it back to the original portal, and then you could repeat the process over and over again until you have as much obsidian as you need. So this is just one application of this method in a normal survival setting, but you could toy around with it and create anything you want. All right, so here's another application of this process, but this time it is underground. So if you have an underground base or something like that, you can use this method even when you're underground. You do have to do something a bit weird though, and I'll explain why. But first, let's do this. Go through the process. So you would go through this portal and should pop out in an underground room that I've created. Yes. Awesome. So here's, I just dug a straight path from the original portal all the way over here and just cleared out a room with some TNT. This is, it has to be at least 128 blocks away from the original portal. And so then all of them show up in here. But the complicated thing about doing this underground is that this room is not the first place which the game wants to place these portals. The game wants to put them all the way at the top if that surface is available, which it was. It was like a plains region, and the game kept putting portals up there. But we wanted them under here. So what I did was, if I can break away here. Yeah. So I pretty much flooded the entire area, which prevents the game from creating portals here. Games will not generate portals on water. So if you're under a river or an ocean or something like that, then you're good to go. But if your destination is below, just like an open piece of land, this was the only solution I could come up with. And I'm sure there are easier ways out there, but this is the first thing that came to my mind. So I just flooded the whole place with water, and it worked. So now instead of generating portals above ground here, game generates them down here, because this is now the closest available space. So that's pretty much it. You can also do this on multiplayer, and it's easier in multiplayer. Say you have another person online, they can, so if this portal we'll pretend that this portal is activated, your friend would go through this portal, and then after they do that, you would break a block, then they would come back through the portal, and that would create a whole other portal somewhere nearby. And so you can do that over and over again. So it is a bit easier on multiplayer, but this is doable on single player, above ground and underground, in virtually any setting. It's easier on flat land, but you can do it on mountains as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm kind of worried that they might find some way to patch this, but then again, this isn't even a glitch. This is just exploiting a feature of the game. So they might just keep it in, and because this has been around for a while, I'm sure I'm not the first one that's thought of this. But anyways, that is all. So thank you very much for watching, and if you have any questions at all, please feel free to let me know, and I will answer them to the best of my abilities. Thank you, and goodbye.